Welcome everybody to local control scenario number 2. What I have here, and this took me a long time to make all these aircraft look like this, but what we have here is 5 aircraft in our traffic pattern. What I want to know is, what would you do? How would you work this? How would you prioritize who? Right now we have Aris or a heavy C-17 ready for departure. We have a C-12 on the go, departing runway 23 right for a right turnout to the north. We have a T-38 base for the tower flyby line. We have an F-35 900-mile final, runway 23 left. And then we have a heavy KC-135 1 mile off the departure and downwind for 23 left. So before you go to the next page, I want to know, how would you work this? Who's number one? Or who are you going to talk to first? Who are you going to talk to last? What are you going to say to them? I want to ask specifically when we talk next, what it is that you're going to do. Okay, so go ahead and pause the scenario right now, and then you can decide what you're going to do before you move on to the next section. All right, hopefully you had some interesting ideas. There's not one way to work this. However, I'll tell you what I would do first and why I would do it. In this scenario, based on the traffic I have, I want to get the heavy C-17 out as fast as possible. If I don't get him out right now, I'm going to have other problems because I'm going to have this F-35 coming down final, and I have this tanker that's coming behind him, and then the T-38 on the go is going to want something. And so I want to get him moving as fast as possible. However, on departure, there's a potential chance that he could catch this C-12. So I don't want him making a right-hand turnout too early, especially based on the fact that I have this T-38 that's going to be coming down the flyby line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to him first. I'm going to give him a clearance for takeoff on runway heading. I'm going to give traffic on the C-12 departing runway 23 right, and I'm going to tell him the flyby line's active. So how that's going to sound is Aris 17 heavy, traffic, C-12 departing runway 23 right, additional traffic, T-38 on the flyby line. On departure, maintain runway heading this frequency. Runway 23 left, wind calm, clear for takeoff. You could argue they could also give traffic on the F-35, but heavy C-17s typically roll pretty fast. It's really not going to be a factor and make them depart any faster. Let them know that there's an F-35 900-mile final. The next call I'm going to make is I'm going to go to the T-38, and I'm going to say traffic, C-12 departing runway 23 right. Additional traffic is a heavy C-17. I'm also going to let them know that the C-12 is going to be making an early right turnout. Even though I haven't issued it yet, I'm letting them know that that's my intention. That also cues in the C-12 pilot what I'm looking for if he's listening to my frequency. Next, I'm going to go to the C-12, and I'm going to tell the C-12, if able, make early right turnout, traffic T-38 base flyby. If I forget to issue the traffic, or I neglect to issue the traffic because I think it's not a factor because I'm giving him a control instruction, remember, I'm saying if able. Pilots, especially C-12 sometimes, they may not want to make an early right turnout because maybe they're doing some training and they want to achieve a certain altitude and speed for their trainees before they make that early right turnout. So I'm going to preface it with if able, and then let him know why, so that he has an opportunity to try to be helpful to the traffic pattern. Next, I'm going to go over here to the F-35. I'm going to say traffic heavy C-17 departing runway 23 left, caution wait turbulence, runway 23 left, wind calm, clear touch and go. I may not have to give him his clearance yet, but at this point, by the time I did all this stuff, he's probably going to be at least at the TACAN or inside of, and I don't have anybody else planned to be number one of the runway. I might as well do it now while I have time, because I'm going to be watching this T-38 situation with everybody else closely. Next, I'm going to go back to the heavy KC-135, tell him he's number 2 to follow a F-35, probably at this point, over the TACAN or inside the TACAN. That way he knows, and I don't have to talk to him again for a little while. Next thing I'm going to go back to, I already know that my C-17 is good, because he's on runway heading, and I got my C-12 here, and I'm going to check and see if he makes that early right turnout. If he tells me he can't, I might tell him also to remain runway heading. And I may tell him that until he passes a certain altitude or something, because what I don't want him to do is just start making that turnout right here. Have my T-38 coming down final on the flyby line, depending on where he's at. I may not be able to give him a left close traffic because of this aircraft that are already over here. And he's going to have wake turbulence with this heavy C-17. I also don't want him necessarily to do over the approaching because I got this heavy KC-135 that's coming down the downwind. So again, it would depend on how this is going to play out in the real world scenario. However, This is how I would probably handle the scenario initially. I would make adjustments if the C12 couldn't make an early right turnout. It just kind of depends on what's happening. So I'm going to be happy to talk to you guys over this when we do our next live chat. But that's what I have to say about this. Let me know what you guys would do differently and why. See if you could be more expeditious than I'm trying to be. Thanks and good luck.